Hi there and welcome. This is the 4th Hliux New Zealand Rural Games coming to you from the town square in Palmerston North. You are in for an intriguing hour of the sports you don't normally see on television. We've got speed shearing and speed fencing. We've got the wonderful sheepdogs and we've got the Highland heavies. Now these guys average in weight around 130 kilograms. They're up to 2 metres in height. And I tell you what, they are the giants of the sporting world.
Come on, Mark, it's time to go. You're in the way.
The Highland heavies provide the real grunt behind the Hliux New Zealand Rural Games. These kilted warriors from both sides of the Tasman heaving, huffing, puffing and powering their way in an attempt to show their physical and mental strength. The event is massive in every way. Last year's champion Kiwi Ruben de Jong's first job in the caber toss was to get the balance right and the caber under control. Competitors are looking for the perfect 12 o'clock throw, where the pole goes end over end, falling away from the thrower. Ruben nearly succeeded until it fell to the left. Ashburton's Craig Manson also discovers that this caber or stick is not an easy throw. It won't go end over end. Jono McFarlane is a local Baptist pastor and becomes the local hero as the only competitor to complete the end over end or 12 o'clock. The crowd loves it, and so does he. The second discipline saw the heavies take on the gruelling farmer's walk. Competitors have to run a 60-metre course carrying two 60 kg weights. This event pits speed and stamina in the ultimate race against the clock. And former New Zealand shot put and weightlifting champion Jono McFarlane showed once you've lifted the weights, it's all about getting on a roll, powering out with the two big weights and the crowd behind him to complete the run in 15.84 seconds, making it 2 from 2 and leading the event. The weight over the bar discipline saw the heavies throw a 25 kg block of steel back over their shoulders and over a bar set at ever-increasing heights. Australian Clive Hutchin attempted 5 metres. Once again, Manawatu's Jono McFarlane could do no wrong, managing to get it over the bar at 5 metres. And he was excited, pumped to know he was leading the competition. But Aussie Luke Reynolds had other ideas and managed to heave that 25 kg weight cleanly over the bar to take top points. Arguably the most popular event with the locals and quite possibly the toughest discipline for the Highland heavies, the Taumaranui Stones, sees each contestant using every ounce of strength and technique to get 5 large boulders off the deck and onto a barrel. The killer blow being the stones get progressively heavier, from 80 kgs to a back-breaking 144 kegs. Australian Luke Reynolds laid down the challenge in a blistering 26.40 seconds.
On your mark, set.
This was the final chance for Highland Heavy's glory for Manawatu's Jono McFarlane, needing to finish in at least 3rd position to take the title. He had to be within 5 seconds of Luke Reynolds to become the champ. Over the weekend, 30,000 spectators visited the Hliux New Zealand Rural Games, and it was because of unusual events like this. The big 144 kg final Riverstone proved to be more than a handful, but Jono got it there in 30.37 seconds, 3rd place, but enough to win overall. So a new champion in the ITM Highland Heavies, Jono McFarlane taking the title. In 2nd place, Australian Luke Reynolds, and 2-time champion Ruben de Jong having to settle for 3rd. Well, the Highland Games Heavies winner is Jono McFarlane. He's a local. And Jono, how did the competition go? Did you feel pretty good?
Yeah, I was surprised. You know, there was I started off real well, first two events with the win, and then went on to the weight for height. And when I came 2nd on that, I knew I probably had it in the bag and just a good stone run, which I did. I think I was 2nd or 3rd on stones, and that was enough to get the win.
This year's Scaller Up New Zealand Gumboot Throwing Championship proved that this art is becoming a genuine sport, popular with both competitors and spectators. One man on a mission was Olympic decathlete Brent Newdick, desperate to win back his national title after losing it last year. He set the bar high, chucking the boot 40.72 metres.
Oh, another good throw from Brent Newdick.
Up stepped good mate and former World Championship decathlete Kieran Fowler. The Otago man had one more throw and he gave it the welly.
He's a strapping lad, 41.58. We have a new leader, Kieran Fowler.
So the winner of the scatter-up gumboot throwing, Kieran Fowler. Kieran, a bit of history in you. You've been throwing things for a while.
Yeah, I have actually, secretly. No, I used to do athletics and decathlons going up and down the country, and ended up going to a couple of world championships and things like that. So never thrown a gumboot before.
So is this a whole new career for you, do you think? You think you might look to take over the world of gumboots globally?
Well, I mean, the world's your oyster, isn't it? I mean, it could. I mean, if there's potential there, if it pays. I mean, who says you can't get around the world throwing gumboots? It'd be a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it?
Taihape, as the gumboot capital of the world, was well represented in the women's section. Ariana Hansen led with a throw of 28.36.
Nice flat throw there.
National champion Kristen Churchwood lost her title last year to Dame Valerie Adams at the Hliux New Zealand Rural Games, so she was keen to win it back.
And that's a whopping throw.
Powering it out to 31.61 metres.
Well, the New Zealand women's gumboot throwing champion now is Kristen Churchwood. Kristen, now you've done this before.
Yeah, this is my third year throwing. Yep.
And you won now twice.
Yep, that's right.
Now tell us what happened in the middle year.
I was 6 months pregnant, and yeah, Dame Valerie Adams beat me that year. So.
So fairly stiff sort of competition, really.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
So a new gumboot throwing champion, Kieran Fowler, defeating defending champ James Kello by 9 centimetres, and Brent Newdick third. And the Taihape trifecta, Kristen Churchwood, regaining her title ahead of Ariana Hansen and Dell Adams. After the break, the Kiwis are kings in wood chopping. The Aussies haven't won in 3 years. The Anzacs are next on the Hliux New Zealand Rural Games.